Hello, I'm Timothy Revel and I'm a reporter at New Scientist, and we're here at the Glass Room, which looks a lot like an Apple store but actually isn't. So I'm here with the curator of this space, Marek Tuzinski, who's going to explain a little bit about it to us. Marek, what actually is this space?
So this space, when you approach it, it looks indeed like an Apple store or high-tech, high-design store, but it's a public intervention. It's an exhibition, and it's kind of a interactive, immersive space for people to discuss topics that they really want to discuss, but they cannot find a place for discussing them around their data, data traces, data shadows, who is in this business, what is the value of our data, or what is the politics of data at large.
When you first walk into the exhibition, one of the first exhibits is about Facebook and your attention. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so that's a work by Manuel Bertran, who is a Spanish artist living in Holland right now. So he created this model where you scroll your mobile phone and look at your Facebook, while the system that he created scans your hand movements and your face. And he's extracting these movements and emotions from your face using, facial recognition, and he's thinking about monetizing that. When you don't need to work, let's monetize what we do anyway, which is looking at screens, scrolling through them, and so forth, etc. And at the end, it produced kind of an output, a piece of paper that tells you that actually this 2 minutes spent on doing practically nothing is worth 25p. And so maybe you could ask Facebook to pay you for that labor.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, whilst we're on the topic of Facebook and Zuckerberg, you've also got another one about privacy in general and his attitudes to privacy.
Yeah, so
What's that about?
we 3D printed his house, the actual house he bought a few years ago in Palo Alto, because he also bought houses around his house. So we put his house into a kind of a glass dome and printed the ground plans on the houses around his house. The reason for that is very straightforward. In 2011, Mark said that we're living in a post-privacy world, that we have to use our real identities. There's no point of obfuscation, hiding, or anything like that. We should just use Facebook for everything, and that's going to be under control of the algorithm and so on. At the same time, he buys his house and houses around him to protect his own privacy. So if you want to do anything, rent the house around his house or do renovation, you have to sign non-disclosure agreement with him. So yes, that's an interesting story in itself, but the question you really ask to this small, kind of a funny object is, what is the price of privacy? And who, now and in the future, will be able to afford this price?
Yeah, it sounds like you need to be able to buy quite a few houses to really guarantee privacy. Okay, so as you work your way around past that, another one of the exhibits is about Google Maps and how sometimes it changes. What's that exhibit about?
So yes, it's a kind of a background and illustration to the narrative that we have that is called Big Mother, where technology and data and how we see world through information, kind of filtered through computers and internet, is ambiguous.
Yeah.
So Ingrid Burnington, who is an artist, who actually took actual map from Google and also Bing, look at the satellite view of different places. Some of them are either military places, and many of them nowadays are data centers. And what she discovered, in some maps, we see them as they are from the satellite view. In some other maps, they disappear. They are different ways, obfuscated and so forth, because the companies ask Google or Bing or whoever else delivering the satellite imagery to remove them.
Inspired by this exhibit, I've been doing the data detox that's been produced by Mozilla as part of this exhibition. You can read my experience with the data detox on our website, but Marek, if there was one thing you thought people should take away from the data detox, what would it be?
I think don't be afraid of technology. Don't trust people who tell you that it's complicated. It's made for us, and we should be able to use it the way we want to use it. If you can't do that, there's something wrong with the technology, not with you.